Okay, so now we also need to be able to grant Professor Allen, that's me, access to your servers. So we're not using passwords to authenticate, so you don't have to share any passwords with me, but we do need you to list my private key or my public key with the authorized keys on your machine. And so let's just go ahead and see what we have to do that. I'm going to go ahead and connect back onto my student account. And let's just take a look at what we're going to accomplish. So let me change directories into my SSH folder. And let's just take a look at my authorized keys file. So nano authorized keys. All right, so we've got the initial authorized keys file the way it is, one that you've imported for you, one that was there when the file was created back for root. Now we need to get Professor Allen's in here. Well, fortunately, we don't have to type it. Let's X out of here, Control X to leave. And it turns out there's a very nice command line utility that will allow us to go and pull down a file from the web. And I've posted my public key in such a place that you can pull it directly. And that command is curl, C-U-R-L. And then here's the URL. I apologize that it's a little bit long, but I will put it in the notes below this video. So if I just say curl and give it that URL, it should display to the console the results. So there's the public key that we have to get onto the end of the file. Well, very fortunately, there's a very convenient way to do that. So I'm going to execute that again, but instead of letting it go to the console, I'm going to put two greater than signs right next to each other. And that will allow me to concatenate these results onto the end of whichever file I specify next. And so in this case, that's going to be home slash the user /ssh / authorized keys. And so now that should pull that file and append it there to the end. And if that goes through cleanly, you've accomplished that. So now I'll be able to log in as student, but I'd also like to be able to log in as the root user to be able to make configuration changes. And so that's a little bit more tricky because sudo won't completely work to allow me to both make the pull here and to concatenate it. So I'm going to change directories. I'm going to switch users to become the root user. So for that, it's sudo and then just -I. I have to enter my password. And now you'll notice I'm not the student anymore. I am the root user. And so from here, I should be able to execute that same statement again. So curl and the URL that I'm pulling it from. But now I'm going to append that to /root /ssh / authorized keys. Oops, /.ssh. And now that should place Professor Allen's public key into the root user as well. So that will let me log on both as the student and as the root. And that's it. Once you've done that, Professor Allen can access your machine as needed for both grading and for configuration.